inks, 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 inks. Am I the only one that watched Jersey Shore? Does nobody remember the fist pump? Inks, inks, inks.
I didn't watch
That's
Jersey Shore. No, I
I,
did
I
not. But
no,
you
I
look good.
didn't.
You look good doing your thing.
that's
Yeah.
I
okay.
mean, did they have people that look like you on Jersey Shore? Or
I mean, close. Sicilian, but
do they
and
claim that? Do they really claim that, Irie?
we'll worry about that later. Anyway, well, welcome
Okay.
back, welcome back to the segment here. Welcome back to the Locker Room Readout and the Shake Back Sports Show. Second segment, we here. I'm Irie Harris, Chris Murray, Saphyr Blue. I am joined, and a special guest, Willie Epting Jr.
Hey,
Yay!
hey.
He's a jolly good fellow. He's a jolly good fellow. He's here. That Shake Back Group can't deny.
Oh
Welcome,
my
Wait a minute.
Willie.
Is that no? That's Pittsburgh Pirates and whatnot. It looked like on top you had an Oakland A's cap on and whatnot. That's the
That's
Pirates.
the Bucks, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the Pirates.
Yes.
It looked kind of green. I mean, I gotta clean my screen. It looked kind of green. It looked kind of green on my side. So I'm sorry. So
It's all
nah,
good.
man.
Yeah, but no, welcome. Thank you for joining. How are you, Willie? How you
Man,
been, pal?
I am great, and I thank you guys for allowing me to be a part of this tremendous show. You guys have brought an energy to the network that is phenomenal. You have brought an injury. You have brought an energy to the Shakeback Media Group that I absolutely appreciate, and I really, really am thankful that you guys are here and have allowed me to come on your show. Let's get to it.
Anytime. Well, we thank you for the lovely compliments, and we appreciate you for giving us the opportunity. With the FTN with the Fear the North podcast,
Right.
which will be coming back soon, talking AFC North football for those who care or love AFC North football. So we thank you on that, and we're just very appreciative of the journey that we've been on together, and can't wait to see what we have going further on. So thank you. All right, reunion over. Back to the NBA playoffs. Knicks Celtics, second round. The Knicks are up 2-0. The Celtics had second seed, home court advantage, back-to-back games in which they led by 20 or more points, and they blew them. They blew them, and they lost. And now they head back to New York, game 3 and 4 this Saturday and Monday, with the possibility of being swept. Why? Just why?
Why?
Yeah, Chris, your thoughts first, and then we'll go from Saphyr. Your thoughts first, and then we'll go from you to Willie.
All right. So is it me or Chris?
Well, Chris decided that he didn't like the question, so he left.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here's what I'm going to say first. Y'all know how I feel about coaching, right?
Mhm.
You got to give Tom Thibodeau props, right? His ability to keep that team focused and motivated, like that's what the Cleveland Cavaliers are missing. Then you got to go to Jalen Brunson's clutch shooting, okay? For some reason, I just think he doesn't get respect. And he's shown that time and again, right?
He did.
And then there's the defense, right? You got Bridges making those crucial, stills at the end of the game. And I think just overall, the Knicks are determined, gentlemen. And they've worked hard. They've taken 2 away, and now they're going back to Madison Square Garden, the house. I think the Celtics are in as much trouble as the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I would say so as well, because what I was about to say before, I think I hit a wrong button.
We just thought you didn't like the question.
Okay.
You live by the 3, you die by the 3. The Celtics are the embodiment sometimes of what I don't like about what the game has become. Everything is not a 3-point bucket. And Mazzola, you gotta adjust. You can't. I mean, there was nothing wrong with a 15-foot jumper. Whatever happened to the mid-range game? Has that gone out of style? You live by that and you die by it, and you can't have 20 points. You can't have a 20-point lead in 2 games and blow it. You just can't. And I don't know. I think they'll get it together, but not every shot is a 3-point bucket. And and like I say, Jason Tatum hasn't played well, And something's got to give you, and you got to play defense too. You got to play a little defense because it's going to be on fire at the Garden.
Oh,
You're going to be hearing Stephen A. Smith talk trash, Spike Lee, and everything that I don't particularly like about New York as a native Baltimorean and a current Philadelphia guy and all that. That's one of the things that Philly and Baltimore have in common is a profound hatred for New York City. Yeah. And I'm sorry, and that's why I got mad Joel Embiid last year. You want to keep New York fans
here he goes.
from talking smack, you got to beat them. You got to beat them.
You got to beat them.
Although seeing the Celtics lose is not a bad thing because I don't like the Celtics either.
Understandable on that. Yeah, it's I definitely understand. And you know what? That further makes me believe that when I mentioned the topic, you left so that you could get whatever curse words out possible before coming on and giving a clean version. I understand your pain, my friend. Willie, now we've spoken on lack of adjustments, a lot of 3-point misses. They've missed. They've taken 100 3-pointers through in this series so far through these 2 games, and I've only made 25. Now, would you say that these 20-point leads that they're blowing are an ode to their offense becoming stagnant, or more so to the resilience that New York has?
I think it's a combination of both because there's going to be okay. Let me put it this way. To take 100 3-pointers in 2 games is absolutely ridiculous. And this is why I have said everywhere else that I can be heard, and I've said it to the point to where people probably will get tired of me saying it. Steph Curry has ruined the game in that respect, but that's neither here nor there at this point. I think it's a combination of the two. But in order for it to completely be a credit to any credit to the defense, they have to finish the possession, meaning that they can't allow any offensive rebounds. And they've done a tremendous job on the boards by not allowing the Celtics to get to those offensive rebounds, even though they are a bigger team and they have way more depth. But you have to finish the possession, and they've done a tremendous job in doing that. In terms of them blowing the 20-point lead, I think it was Chris Berman that once said, the first time is luck, the second time is evidence, the third time is a trend. And with them going back to New York and facing being down 0-3 as the number 2 seed, I can't be any happier because I'm like Chris. Who cares about the Celtics? I think Jason Tatum actually is he shouldn't be on the pedestal that they put him on.
Yeah.
Because of games that he's had so far in this series. And this is this ain't the first, second, third, or fourth time. So you can't be your squad's best player and shooting 28% from the field or wherever he's shooting.
Nah, you can't. And I'm sitting here looking at box scores, and I have a tendency, look at numbers. And 17 of 37 in game 1. That's still, and they shot 4. No, that's that. They know they were 15 of 60. How do you take 60 3-pointers in one game? And then let's go. Let's go to game. I'm going to go to game 2. Okay, game 2. Looking at team stats and everything. Let me see. So Boston comes 3-pointers, 10 of 40. I mean, if it's not where if you're going at 10 of 40, something should tell you. Something should tell you that maybe layups. Because Willie and Irie and Saphyr. Let me tell you the one thing that I hate. This is one thing I hate about basketball today. You got 3-on-1 fast break, right? Got 3-on-1. Okay, you would take the ball to the basket, right? Back, Lakers Showtime. Even the Celtics, you would take the ball to in the 80s would take the ball to the basket. Now they go out to the 3-point land. I hate that shot. I hate that play. I despise that play. And at the end of the day, 10 of 40, okay, and then you shoot 60 in one game. Come on, Yeah, if 30 shots aren't going down, you might want to change your strategy. Just saying. But I
You
hate
just might.
Boston anyway. But I'm sorry. I
You
don't
just
like
no, no.
Boston anyway.
We can tell. Thank you. You're all good. So I got two quick thoughts when it relates to the series. Number one, and more so relating to Boston defensively. I'm questioning why they're not attacking Carl Anthony Towns more in a pick and roll. I don't feel that they are tagging them as much as they could. I want to see more setups within that base, which then relates to what you're saying regarding adjusting and taking further closer shots and finding other ways to score on them because it's easy to camp out and take threes because then if anything you're giving the opposing defense a rest because they know that you're setting up to take another 3 pointer which does not work for them at all. Secondly, and you mentioned box scores, I don't if you guys remember back in October, Boston season opener, get the championship rings, get the banner up. Jason Tatum taking the microphone saying, "Let's do it again." Sweet and short. And who are they playing tonight? The New York Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
And what did they do that night? They go 29 for 61 from New York. What did that do? That tied the record for most 3 pointers made in the game by a team. You're telling me that didn't stick with New
Yep.
York?
Yep.
You
Yep.
tell me you tell me it didn't stick with them from the very first game of the season?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you play
But
each
you
other
know what?
enough to
I
understand
gotta
that.
tell you, you can talk stats all day long, and those are important. Analytics are important. The numbers tell a story. But at the end of the day, for me, the Knicks are more determined and they want to win this series more than the defending champions. And just could it be that, the Celtics have had so much success, they just feel like they really don't have to compete on that same level that they did when they were coming up. I mean,
Yeah.
to me, it's about between the ears, too, gentlemen. The Knicks want this series. And I'm going to agree with Chris. I would not be surprised to see the Celtics get swept in this series.
I don't see a sweep coming. I mean, the Celtics are you they're going to go to New York and their backs are going to be up against the wall and it's going to be the Celtics against the world. We know that. They're too good of a team to get swept by a team that they dominated throughout the season. I think the average margin of victory between these two squads in the 4 games that they played, all won by Boston, was at least 16 points.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't go from the mountaintop to the desert floor in a matter of a few months. That just doesn't happen, especially if there's not any major shakeups to the rosters. And I understand that, Boston has some injury issues. We see Jason Tatum's not healthy. We see Drew Holiday's not healthy. We don't know what we're going to get from Kristaps Porzingis. But even with those deficiencies, they still are better an overall team than the Knicks. They're much deeper than the Knicks. And let me just say this before, Irie, you cut in here real quick. I understand that Jalen Brunson won the clutch of the year or the clutch player of the year, but in game 1, he didn't do jack squat during the stretch. I mean, he went like 0 for 7, I want to say it was. And his team, they rallied around him and they picked him up. That's why they won that game. And you're not seeing that on the Celtics side, especially when you see Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum struggling offensively the way that they have.
Yeah. But the thing that gets me, it's you have 2 20-point leads. That comes down to defense. That comes down to, and you got to play defense in the fourth because really you're right. But as you all know, going back to football, I saw a certain team that I like to watch beat somebody in the regular season and then lose in the playoffs. So that it doesn't mean anything.
Every week he's got to get that plug in.
I know.
Every week.
I know. I know.
I thought we knew this too, though. Like I thought.
Is it black and yellow? Is the team black and yellow?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
No black.
Okay,
and
my
yellow.
bad. Go ahead, Irie. My bad. Go ahead, Irie.
It's okay. Thank you. I did just want to segue and speak on the pivotal play from Mikal Bridges and ask if now in retrospect all those picks that were sent for him and that deal with Brooklyn was worth it because man has he shown up in his first series in the orange and blue. He didn't score until the
Absolutely.
fourth quarter in game 2, until the fourth quarter. But the ability to stay within the game and still contribute elsewhere with 7 boards, 5 assists, 3 steals, until you find your until you find your rhythm offensively is so important, so pivotal, and it's really something that I wish a lot of young players would study and see because just because the shot is not going in for you does not mean that the game is over. It does not mean everybody stops and waits until you finally find the stroke and then we resume play and go from there. You got to find ways to win in other areas. And until
That's right.
doing so, that's what he was doing. And once he got it, then that was the cherry on top. From the multiple clutch shots to that clutch play at the end to get that steal. I mean, pivotal play.
Jay Wright has taught him well. Jay Wright has taught him well because Villanova would do that when the thing about Mikal Bridges is that he's that guy. I mean, he is that guy who will keep playing. Go ahead, Steph. I'm sorry.
No. I just was going to add on to both of what you were saying because it's really his basketball intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
The ball's just not falling into his hands. His ability, especially in those crucial possessions, to see where he could make those, his ability to demonstrate his ability that you're in the playoffs. Like if you don't win the series, you go home. Right. And to be able to control yourself, we talk about this Fear of the North with Lamar Jackson, the ability to slow that game down and see in real time where the opportunities are.
Wait a minute. We got a cut in. Did you say playoffs?
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 Talk about playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Any game, another game. I mean, but that's what it comes down to because I still remember. I mean, I don't like to always bring up history, but I've seen so many players struggle in games, not shooting the ball. I remember young Mark Macon against Duke trying to shoot the ball and we kept saying when we were watching the game, dude, play defense, get other guys involved, and please stop taking a step behind the 3-point bucket. Take the ball to the hole, get other people involved. When you can't see, and that's why you blow 20-point games. That's why you.
Well said, Chris. Well said.
Well done. Well said. Please nowhere, folks. Segment 3 is coming up. I'm Irie Harris from Join My Sapphire Blue and Chris Murray. Willie Epting Jr., thank you so much for your time. We look forward to another live. Appreciate you, my friend.
Thank you guys for having me. Thank you.
No problem. The Locker Room Burrito will be back in a second.